Well, Winnie Madikizela-Mandela has lost her appeal in the Mandela home ownership dispute in the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein. The struggle stalwart argued that the High Court in Mthatha ignored overwhelming evidence at its disposal when it dismissed her application in April 2016. The property was bequeathed to the Nelson Mandela Family Trust by the late former president for the benefit of the Mandela family. All right, well, let's get a bit more on this now. Reporter Ishmael Mudiba joins us live from Bloemfontein. Ishmael, good afternoon to you. I suppose just take us through the judgment and also remind us how we got to this point, Ishmael, because it's been quite a protracted legal battle.
Yes, indeed, it has. This has been a quite protracted legal battle. You would know that the matter was first heard in April in 2016 in Mthatha, where Mrs. Winnie Madikizela-Mandela was trying to lay claim to the house in Qunu, the house that belonged to the former late president, Mr. Nelson Mandela. And after the matter that was heard at the Mthatha High Court, the court felt that Mrs. Winnie Madikizela-Mandela had no basis to lay claim on the house of former late President Mr. Mandela. The court also found that the application that was made by Mrs. Winnie Mandela was made 17 years after their civil union was dismissed, or they have divorced. And in looking at the matter or giving judgment in today here at the Supreme Court of Appeal, Justice Maya felt also that there were no frivolous or fixation on undue cause on Mrs. Mandela to lay claim on this, but they also felt that it was the other thing that also Mrs. Mandela wanted to do was to apply for condonation, something that the court also found that it was already too late for her for the court to look at the matter for application for condonation, given the fact that the matter was left for 17 years. So they say there was an undue reasonable delay in the matter being heard in court.
All right, what's been the reaction to the ruling? Because we know that the head of the Mandela clan, Mandela Mandela, he's been in support of the executives of the estate, and one of those executives is Advocate George Bezos, and he was quite critical over Winnie Madikizela-Mandela's claim to this case. So what's been the reaction?
Well, for so far, there hasn't been much reaction from our side here, because you would know that it was very few. In court, it was only the lawyers, the senior counsel that were representing the matter. And as soon as the judgment was delivered, they soon made off. And I guess maybe what we can hear is our colleagues in the Eastern Cape who can, be in a position to hear from the Mandela, and also to hear from Mrs. Winnie Madikizela in Gauteng as to what is the next move from here.
Any word on their from Madikizela-Mandela's counsel on what their next move could be, Ishmael?
Well, for now, it's not clear whether they will be taking the matter forward to the Constitutional Court, but for now, we'll just have to wait and see and hear from them if there are any other legal avenue that they want to take or they want to pursue the matter forward. But as of now, we haven't anything as to whether they would like to take the matter for review.
Yeah, okay.
Natasha?
Yeah, Ishmael, thanks so much for that. Our Ishmael Mudiba live from Bloemfontein with an update for us on that court matter which has just been heard.